Alright, I'm hoping I'm back. Da, 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 da. Okay, it says I'm streaming. Oh my goodness. Alright. I have to find the link for the other one. I have to redo all my link. I just posted them. It's so cruel to me. Okay, go to my channel. This is the new link. Oh, I can hear myself. That's awful. Alright. Putting the new link in the old one. Going back. Managing the stream. Changing the thumbnail. All the streamer things. My goodness. Stream could not behave for 5.5 seconds. I also need to delete the old stream. Da 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 da. I hate that it makes a new one. I wish it would just refresh. But we should be good now. Da 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 da. Turning everything off. Now I gotta delete all my tweets and redo them. Ah, it's so cruel to me. It's so cruel to me. Alright, delete that one. Boom. Blue sky. Knocked out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a day. You know, we couldn't come back with a normal Sunday stream. It had to be a little chaotic, but I'm glad to see that people found it. I'm glad we were able to find it. I don't know why. It was like, hey, we just don't want you to stream anymore. We decided to revoke your ability to stream. You'll have to relog in. And I was like, but why though? I'm like, normally I can understand the problems that stream has. This is not one that I understand. This is one that confuses me profusely. Alright. Boom. Threads. Taken care of. On my way to Twitter. Get rid of the Twitter one. Deleted. Boom. Get rid of the link. Boom. Redo the Twitter one. Boom. This is so chaotic. I wonder when this image was made. I'm not sure. I do believe this is on the older side since it seems to go up to Smile Precure. So, girl, this is probably like a 10-year-old challenge. It's also from Tumblr, and I don't know how active the fandom is on Tumblr. To be fair, I departed. I departed Tumblr 1,000 moons ago. And I don't know how big the fandom is on Tumblr any longer. I don't hear people talk about Tumblr all that much in our spaces, but I did listen to like some new content creators the other day, and they're like, people love us on Tumblr, and I was like, people still use Tumblr. I'm like, it has been a hot minute since Tumblr has been around. Alright, let me keep an eye on stream health in case it wants to die again. Heard myself speak. Oh my goodness. Alright. It's funny because it's like, your bitrate might be too low. And I was like, but you got upset because it was too high before. So we're going to have to deal with it. But yes, welcome in Cocat Gaming, and welcome back Lottie, of course. I remember this being posted on Twitter in like 2021. Yeah, it's certainly been a hot minute. Let me know if stream is running well enough. Let me know if it's clear enough, because it is being whiny and I need it to just... I need it to live. I need it to just cope with the bitrate. I just needed to survive. I like changed the bitrate once for some reason, and I can't remember what it was, but it has been very upset since, and I'm like, you just need to tolerate that. I have no dropped frames. I'm doing fine on that end. But nonetheless, we are going to get to this list, and we are going to figure out our deep, passionate feelings. It is clear and stable. Thank you! We need that. We need one win. We need one win. But nonetheless, we are going to go through the 30-day challenge, but we're doing it at this moment, and we're doing all of it at once. And seeing how we feel about Precure as a whole. Because the cool thing about this is it does, technically speaking, apply to now. Like, even if this is an older template, I mean, does it not still apply to the way that Precure is? This is kind of perfect. And I'm very happy about it. So, starting, now that we are all set, with day one, what is my favorite season? And I don't think it's necessarily a big old secret, nor do I feel like I'm the most unique person on the planet by saying it's Heartcatch. I think there was a combination of a lot of good things happened when I watched Heartcatch that made it like my favorite thing in the universe, one of which was I was the age, or like around the age that they wanted you to watch the show as. I think I was trying to remember. I think I was a little bit. If I'm a year older than Itsuki, does that make me Yuri's age, or is she a couple years older than them? I can't remember. I know she's in high school, but I remember I was 1 year older than Itsuki, and she was my absolute favorite character. And it's a good season. I also remember coming into that season thinking I was going to hate it. I thought Heartcatch, I was like, why is this style so different? I don't like how it's so, like, I didn't even know this was a Precure show because the style is just so different to me. And then it ended up being my favorite, which is, again, never judge a book by its cover, but also when you're like 13, 14 years old. Obviously, your opinion's gonna be a little trash. There's the youthful opinion that hits different when you get older and you're like, wow, in hindsight I liked and didn't like things for the dumbest reasons. If I'm not wrong, Yuri is 17, so yeah, I think I was 14 when I watched Heartcatch, but don't quote me on that. I probably have to do the math. Welcome in, SRP. How are you today? Hope you are doing well. We are on day 1, so you can help contribute to your thoughts and feelings on what your favorite Precure season is. And Lottie says, in my case, it will be Wonderful and Star Twinkle. Those are really good ones, too. Like, honestly, Wonderful's another one where I guess maybe I still have my childhoodness going on, because I think for Wonderful, I didn't think I was going to dislike it, but I was like, it's the animal season. How good could it be? And it was really good. Like, I am still shooketh at how good and how much I liked Wonderful, because I genuinely thought it was just going to be okay. Welcome in, FNAF. How are you? I'm locked in for the winter season. I would love to have an ice cure, male cure, and maybe a comeback of a yellow cure. I support all of those things. Dude, I would love, like, a very winter hardcore season and have some kind of ice power, character would be super duper cool. I'd love that. Obviously, you know how I feel about the male cures. I love the representation. And then, yeah, it's been a hot minute since we had a yellow cure, but somebody, like, pointed out, they're like, we haven't had a yellow cure in a while, but also yellow cures have the best personalities, and I was like, oh my god, you're so right. I do really, really like yellow cures so much. They do. Yay, back in. We get to contribute. Yeah, bring it on. Tell me your opinions, and I'm so glad you're able to find it. Cami-chan, welcome back. My favorites are Hagato first, Heartcatch objective, and Yes 5 personal. I love the way you delineate that. That's hilarious. Yeah, so many people love Hagato. I know Hagato resonated with so many people. And then Yes 5's a good choice as well. I mean, look, Japan also is like, that's the best one. We have never stopped with the merchandise. Yes 5 is everyone's favorite. My favorite is Go Princess. It was my first season, and the nostalgia hits. It's so good. Yeah, I definitely say Go Princess is my second. Like, if I wasn't so bitter about the way it ended, which they could easily fix if they did a sequel, just saying, if they gave me a 12-episode sequel, I wouldn't complain. But I definitely love Go Princess. It's heavily up there. My dream is a dinosaur season. I know it's not very girly themed, but I think it'd be fun. That I 100% agree with you. I think some of the themes that people are like, it's not necessarily girly, but wouldn't it be a great season? Dinosaur and like detective, I think would be super duper fun seasons if they just like, they gotta do what like Monster High did, where they rebranded something that's considered kind of boyish, and then they're like, it's for girls and it's girly pop now. I think Precure needs to be brave and do that. I think they really need to take something that they didn't think girls would like and be like, look how good we are at marketing. The girly pops love dinosaurs. And I think they could do it. I think they could do it if they tried. True, I buy tons of Yes 5 merch in Japan. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. My favorite season is Tropical Rouge. It's the first Precure season I actually finished. Ooh, I like it. I like that everybody's got something different. Tropical Rouge is pretty solid. And also, Tropical Rouge helped me be excited for Security Breach, even though it was a long wait. Yeah, I love it when, like, you're so, like, there's something I want to watch so bad, but it's not here. But you get, like, the perfect thing to tide you over. Like, I hate it when there's media droughts. I love that they just, like, have this cushion of something else, and it's very, very nice. A motorbike for some Akira references. Listen, they could ride a dinosaur and do the Akira slide with the dinosaur. I've seen people get very creative with that reference these days. Oh my Goodness. Yeah, and I mean, I like I said earlier before stream died, who is excited about like the logo coming out for next season? I mean, we're gonna have something soon, and who knows what the theme could be, pastel weather, but who knows what it could be? I think the pastel weather meme is the funniest thing that came out of last year. That has me in a chokehold. I think it's so hilarious, but also that's a really good theme. Weather and then also art, but also, you know, talking about pastel colors. Like it's the perfect title. You know what? I'm gonna make a fan series. I'm gonna make pastel weather my fan series if they don't give me pastel weather, which we clearly deserve. The first one I watched was Hodoguru when it started airing, but the first one I finished was Delicious Party. I have a really dear place for it. I'm so glad to hear that. See, it's all these seasons where I feel like we don't get enough love, but I'm glad to hear that somebody giving them love. Every season needs love. I think Delicious Party is a very sweet season. All right, let me know if I am pronouncing this correctly. If I mess it up, by all means, tell me exactly how you want to be addressed. Never mind, I just read your comment. It says Lulu. Welcome in, Lulu. How are you today? But if you want me to try to read your username, I am ready. I will attempt. But yes, Lulu's perfect. We're glad to have you here. I think Yes 5 is my least favorite season, or the least season one I want to watch. It feels overrated, and I'm kind of tired of Precure merch. I will say, I definitely can understand that, like, when the franchise only cares about one series, you like low-key become a hater. I think I did that with Hagato. Like, Hagato's a fine enough season, but I got so mad because they kept giving Hagato such like spotlight treatment, and I was like, don't you do that. I was like, Hagato's great, but they were like, Hagato's up there with Futariwa, you know, it's the best, like, it's this season's happening right now and it's already the best. And I was like, it's not finished yet, you give me a minute. Tokidoki Precure and just call me Lulu. Perfect. I will do that. Thank you. I doubt a weather season because we already have Cure Summer. Yeah. I mean, like, they've already ruined us having, like, you know, the seasonal names, but you can always just... What's a good alternative for summer? Because technically you have fall, autumn, and then you've got... I don't know why fall, autumn's the only one I can think of. I know spring has an alternative name. Winter I don't think, and summer does. But they could always do this stuff where they just do it in a different, like, whatever the word for summer is in French or Italian. We could make it work. We could make it work if we needed to. Let me catch up with chat. It's hard for me to pick a favorite. That's totally valid, Moon Dream. That's totally valid. I get that vibe. I get that. It's hard to pick. There's some really good seasons. Welcome in, Alexis. What did you miss? We are literally on number 1. We're doing the Pretty Cure 30-day challenge by Alright Pretty Cure from Tumblr. It's a pretty old template. However, we're doing it. We are only on day 1, so feel free to throw in your favorite seasons. Or season. Technically it's 1, but you can add as many as you want. I am not going to stop you. And we're going to try to go through all 30 in one day instead of trying to do it in 30 days. Welcome in, Marcos. How are you? It's been a while. I know I'm back to streaming today, and then I will not be here next week, likely, because I will be celebrating the holiday with my family. Not so much the holiday, more so my family. But that will be happening. Though I might stream, I think the Infinity Nikki update is during the week next week, and I might stream for that. I had to pre-record the other ones because I've just been away. Let me make sure I'm caught up. I ended up really loving Splashdart unexpectedly. Feels like an early Dark Horse. True. I think there's some, like, really amazing things that happened in Splashdart that people forget about. The sisters, like the evil sisters, were super good. I love them. And their addition to the story, I think, really helped it out, especially in the second half. I have a friend that recently got into Precure, and her favorite is Smile with Cure Sunny. I love that she likes such an underrated character. Yeah, it's kind of like how I feel about Pokemon. I feel like there's a person that loves every character really passionately. Like, someone out there has one of those cures. Like, there's no cure that's unloved, in my opinion. Maybe they can put, oh god, French. Loet. I can't French, I'm so sorry. Which, if I'm not wrong, is summer in French. It would be. That would be, like, the hardest word in the universe. French. When I catch you, the French language. When I catch you. I feel like Heartcatch and Princess are good contenders. Yeah, those are my top 2. Go Princess is my favorite. Yeah, Go Princess just really came in like a wrecking ball. It was such a good season. And they also recently put up a poster for the anniversary. They're acknowledging the 10th anniversary, which is really, really cool. They could have Cure Primavera. That's what I was thinking of. Cure Primavera, Cure Natsumi, Cure Fall, and Cure Fuyu. Yeah, because Natsumi means summer and Fuyu means winter. That would be clever. See, they could be doing. We're writing the season for them. Call me Lulu. Sometimes I get mentioned. Yeah. I'll make sure to catch. I'll make sure to say people's names when I read the comments. Do. I think both Fresh and Heartcatch are my favorite seasons after Go Princess. Also very solid ones. I think we've almost got a bingo for like every season being named. My favorite my favorite pre-Cure season is Hidogaru Sky. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Splash Art is so underrated. I love Saki and Might. They're amazing. Splash Art is so good. It shows when they were the ones carrying Otona. I mean, Yusadanami. And of the pre-Cure supporting friends, Yuna Nanase is my favorite of them all. In my opinion, I don't think anybody can surpass her. True. I wonder if they could do Spanish names. It's true. They really like the closest I think they've had for, not that it's close. We've done Italian, we've done French. I don't think we've necessarily had Spanish. I'd have to think, because like there are crossover with Italian and French words that are similar since they're all Romance languages to Spanish, but I don't think we've had one that's, because like I assume finale is not also, that's very Italian. I don't think that's the same word in Spanish. Why do I not know the word for final in Spanish? Took so many years of Spanish and it went in one ear right out the other. No one mentioned Sweet though. Give that child some love. True. We gotta get Leo in here. He's a big Sweet friend. He loves Sweet. Alright. We can now move on to favorite pre-Cure, which, again, no secret from me. I love Cure Sunshine. She has been my favorite forever since I watched it. I genuinely did not think I would like her the most, but also I think because when I watched it and I was young, I had no idea that she was going to be a character. I genuinely like watched that series so blind. I had no idea. First of all, I was buying into it. They were like, yeah, yeah, Itsuki's a guy, and I was like, yeah, look at that guy go. And then they were like, she's a girl, and I was like, oh. And then she's got her sad tea and backstory, and I was like, oh. I like, dude, to experience that show as a child, this is something I wish everyone could have. Like, obviously, these days we watch so many pre-Cure seasons, and you're like on the older side, you know what's going to happen. You know who's going to be, like, you know who's going to be like a mid-season Cure and stuff. It's not insanely surprising. Unless it's Doki Doki, then it's very surprising who the mid-season is. But, like, the childhood wonder of sitting there and being, like, completely shocked that Cure Sunshine was Cure Sunshine. I wish I could relive that. That was such a wonderful time in my life. For Alexis, before Hidogaru, it was Heartcatch and Go Princess. Ooh, also, again, we're, like, honestly, those are my top 3. Always mad they didn't name Cure Soleil Cure Soul. That probably would have been better, and I also think it would be easier to pronounce. But that's just my bias against the French language. Soul would have been, well, I guess Soleil, because they have the hard time with the L. But either Soleil is also, because they call her like Soleil. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, French, I still think the Spanish would have been easier, and it would have made more sense for her character, but whatever. They were going with the whole, like, Greek god French pronunciation nonsense. I like Sweet Pre-Cure. It's the first season of Pre-Cure that I ever watched, and then watched the crossover films and the past new seasons since a year. 2011. Perfect. Yeah, that's an interesting way, again, because I've watched everything in order. It's always interesting to hear how people have done things out of order. I'm Spanish, so I know some of what the names could be. There you go, valid. There we go. We got somebody who's covering Spanish for us. We just need somebody who can cover French because it's clearly not me. Wonderful base decision. There we go. I like Erika and /Kirimarin. She makes me laugh. She's a wonderful, I know she's a lot of people's faves. Like, our unapologetic, like, ADHD queen. She's such a sweet bean. Dude, she just needed to have more character stories. I feel like she deserved more character episodes, so justice for her on that. But at least they gave her a little bit of a role in the crossover movie with Tropical Rouge. But Tsubomi, I will always like her very much because of how sweet and kind and delicate she is. Yeah. I think Tsubomi probably would take number 2 because I think it was the first time I'd ever watched a magical girl series where the main character was shy, and as somebody who was really shy, I was like, I can be a magical girl too, even if I have like not the boisterous personality that everybody else does. Like, I found her growth in the series exceptionally good. Really like Tsubomi. If you guys wanted a winter season, can you give me some thoughts or ideas? Help FNAF Precure out. We gotta come up with some good ideas. Start brainstorming some winter Precure ideas. Are you excited for the 2026 Precure? The trademark is almost here. I'm so excited. I have like I took time off work because I have way too much time off, and they told me I need to I need to take. I think I have an entire month off of work that like days to take off that I have not taken off, and they're like, "Girl, you need to start using that because it does not roll over." So I took days off next week in case the logo drops. Unfortunately, though, I am going to be well, not unfortunately, but I'm going to my family's holiday celebration stuff. And so I will be out of town, so I'm carrying my laptop and hoping that the logo will not drop in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner. Because I'm literally going to be like, family, I love you, but I'm busy. You're going to go over there. I need to deal with the logo. I think that happened one year where I had to sit there and I was subtitling something. I had to sit there and there's stuff that dropped, and I was in the middle of a family event, and I was like, sorry, I need to go in the corner and edit stuff. I have to go with Kier Marin, but oh my god, Kier Peace is also another sweet baby angel. I love her to bits. My favorite Kier has to be Kier Princess. Princess is me. I see myself so much in her, and she's an inspiration. Her storyline's so good. IDK, she was just made for. I'm a big Hime lover. Honestly, I love everybody from Happiness Charge. I feel like there's some like divisive characters, but Hime was so funny. I loved Hime in that. But Kira Nyami is so pretty. She is gorgeous. She has such a good design. Such a good design. I think there is something specifically for designs in here versus just like who you like as a character. I tried to write a fan fiction in Heartcatch in the Heartcatch world just after the series' time. There are new villains, and me and my magical friends from another worlds to help, and Erica's sister learns about us. That's cool. Also, shout out for incorporating her sister more. She needed more screen time. Tsubomi feels like the most inspirational pink for me. Yeah, I think for the next one, which is Best Leader, I'm immediately just going to say it's Tsubomi. I love Kier Blossom with every ounce of my soul. Heartcatch deserved a good English dub. You said it, not me. Facts. Facts. Kier Kyun is shaping up to be my current fave. They've done such a good job. They've done such a good job with Kokoro. I'm so happy with that. But shout out to Idol. I feel very cheer up with her energy and everything she does with her friends. She really is close to Princess, honestly. Idol's very good as well. My favorite Cure and Go Princess is Cure Twinkles. Again, we were talking about earlier. Yellows just know how to do it. Yellows go so hard. My favorite Cure and Go Princess is Cure Twinkle. Last year, the logo was revealed. This morning on Thanksgiving. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I remember just sitting there, and my family was like, do you want to eat? And I was like, no, I cannot eat. I have to work. I've got things to do and things to make sure that are distributed to the masses. Gardevoir would be perfect. Pokemon for Cure Moonlight. Oh my god. We need to bring back. I was working with Only Magical on that. We were doing Pokemon pre-cure teams and everything. We were doing some of them like fan voted. We need to bring that back and make that happen. I just need a game that lets you have all Pokemon. That's my only like trepidation, is just not having the full Pokédex. Because otherwise I really wanted to do a tournament where we had people build Pokemon teams based on the cures and then like maybe customize their character if we had customization to look like the cure. And then like do a tournament of who has like the best Pokemon team, but it's like role playing as the cures. I think that would be really fun. It'd be a fun event to do in the distant future when Pokemon makes it easier. For Winter Precure, we could have Cure Ski, Cure Ice, Cure Snow, Cure Frost, Cure Blizzard, Cure Tundra. Ooh, I kind of vibe with Cure Tundra. That goes hard. I always love that scene when Erika loves Tsubomi's transformation and loves her Precure form. It's so wholesome. It's just pure wholesomeness, and I love it. Best leader in terms of being a leader, I think, would either be Dream or Yell, but Idol stole my heart this year, so I'm saying her. Valid. Very valid. My favorite pink Cure is Cure Blossom. Let's go! Cure Blossom! I guess another second place if I think about it a little bit harder. Not really a pink, but best, like, a good leader, I think, was, Sky. I really like Sky, too. I think that's up there with my top. Best letter for, I can't read today. Best leader for me is Yell. When I watched Hakuto, I was going through a lot, and Hana truly helped me out. That's what I like. Every time somebody talks about Hakuto and Hana, they're like, dude, they saved me. She saved me with just her encouragement and happiness. And I think that's like the most lovely thing about Hakuto is it seems like it was such a like spirit raiser season. Cure Piece would definitely have a Pichu. Facts. Absolutely. She literally would, she would have the whole line. Her whole team would just be all of the different versions of Pikachu. I'm still playing Legends ZA post-game, mostly on the ranked battles to achieve some titles until the DLC arrives on the 10th. Oh god, I forgot it's that soon. I did play some of the ranked battles just so I could get the Delphoxite. And that stuff is so chaotic. I'm such a menace. Like, I played only like a handful of matches so I could get it, but I loved sitting there running around. I threw my Gardevoir out, and I would just be like, I'd just be like, Ice Punch! Just freeze the enemy. And I just keep killing them. Oh, it's so fun. It's the most chaotic thing I've ever played. Cure Winter could be a blue and white leader. Cure Lumberjack is such a fun one. Or Wood would be a male red Cure. Ooh, a male red Cure would be... Cure Wood is such a cool name too. Yellow Cure could be Eggnog or Bell. I love Bell. Bell goes really hard. It's a great reference too. Mid-season Pink Cure would be Cure Cramp. Somebody get FNAF at Toei. Get him over there. Or, sorry. I don't know if that's your pronouns. I may have assumed. Let me know what your pronouns are. I don't want to get them wrong. And in fact, if anybody wants to drop your pronouns in chat in general, please do. I feel like I need to set it up because I know on the Purple website we can do pronoun parties, but YouTube does not allow for that as easily. So, I would like to eventually set that up, so... Because I know on the Purple website, it will just literally have people's names and their pronouns, and I don't want to misgender anybody, but nonetheless. Moving forward. I would love that to be a thing. I don't know my favorite of all Precures. There's so many I could try top favorites from each season, but it's harder than it sounds. It really does. There's so many seasons now. They go so hard. Cheer on the world is the perfect catchphrase that encapsulates why Hana Kiriel is an incredible leader. Absolutely. Absolutely. Peace will have Pichu and Dedenne. You got the vision. My favorite leader is Summer. I love her energy. She's really funny, but I know she also likes doing glamorous things too. I love the whole makeup thing there. I think they did a really good job with for Summer and just the whole season in general. It's very cutesy because I would say that like the characters in that show really come off as very tomboyish for the most part because of like the theming and everything. So I like that they have this second embrace of like makeup. That's really cute. I think it's nice for balancing out stuff. My favorite red Cure is Cure Scarlet. She's also a wonderful one. One of my favorite mids. 26th of December will drop a new season to get the Chestnut one. Yeah. Megastone, and the same day the prehistoric planet Ice Age will come to Apple TV. I forgot they're doing another Ice Age. I was really like thrown off by the fact that they were doing another one because I thought the studio that made it shut down, but I have to read up on that. I'm a little behind. Rouge would have a Cinderace. See, you get it. He, him. Perfect. All right. Thank you for letting me know. SRP, he, him. I will try to remember it. I use any pronouns, but mostly he, him pronouns. But if you use others, I'm fine with it. I will do my absolute very best to make sure I try to get people's pronouns correct. Diancie would be with Cure Blossom. That would be so cute. I'm they, them, she, her. Perfect. Thank you, Alexis. I will try to remember that. If I watched Hagato, I feel like it would be Kiriel, but otherwise maybe Blossom or Heart. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. But yeah, I can see a lot of people picking Yao. I can see why. I'm a she. Okay, I will, again, if I mess up, remind me. Otherwise, I'm gonna work really hard to try to give people's pronouns. I'm, like, trying to sync all the information in right now. Precure logo ideas is making me distracted and wanting to see the FNAF movie. They have the sequel coming out, soonish, because I've seen trailers for it. It's on the horizon. I do think we also gotta give Cure Flora her flowers. Oh, it's so true. See, this is the problem. There's so many seasons I forget. Cure Flora is also very fantastic. Like I really, I actually let me take a break. I'm going to talk about your Flora real quick. I love the fact that she is one of the people who has kind of one of those very fantastical dreams of being a princess, but throughout the series, she proves that like she makes up tangible ways to be a princess and works up the ladder and works very hard at them, and she's not always immediately successful, but she's trying her best, and I really really love that. That's one of the things I absolutely love about the season. From Smile, I like Kyrpiece for being nerdy. I mean, honestly, Kyrpiece is the number one most relatable character, period. I mean, she's into nerdy stuff, she's into art, like, she's heavily relatable to her. But I really do love to come up with ideas for new seasons, but I really want a winter season. A winter season I think would be so fun. I mean, we had a tropical one. Who's to stop us from having, like, a magical, crystal-y winter season? Kyrpiece evolution would be Jolteon. Of course. Of course. But if we did have an art season, we need a villain to be AI and art block. Honestly, in this climate, that's so true, though. I mean, hey, we've had other seasons be very relevant to the times. This is what we need. My favorite leader is Kirwin. Aw. Princess being a perfect cure to have a Whimsicott. True. Oops, correction. It's the 26th. Oh, yeah. Got you. Cure Honey Tatsugiri for their love of rice. Cure Grace and Cure Happy are also good leaders, true. If you were to become a pre-cure, what would your name be? Cure T? Probably. Either T, well, say, it's like, I'm so sure we're gonna have eventually a Cure T, and then we already have a Cure Noble, so I'm like, I may just have to be Cure Noblest T. Otherwise, I would have been Cure Wing, but Cure Wing, he had to exist and take that name I was gonna use, but I let him have a pass as the first boy Cure. Flora is such a good one. Also, she, her. Noted. Me, like, staring intently at chat, like, I'm gonna remember these. I'm gonna have to remember things. Cure Teacup would be so nice. I do think there's somebody I know that hangs out in Leo's chat who I think's name is Teacup, so I don't want to steal that from them. That might be the name they use, and I'd have to ask permission first. They got there first. My favorite thing about Princess is how it treats a very girly and whimsy things like being a princess with seriousness, and how it treats like a way to connect to your younger self. Fantastical. Yeah, I love it. Screw AI. Absolutely. Toei should hire me for pre-cure names and ideas. Absolutely. I mean, you're right there doing it for free. I think a fun one would be Phantom. Yeah, oh my god, we were talking about actually I said detectives, but that kind of falls into, like, you could have the mid-season be a phantom thief kind of thing. That would be super cool. I love that idea. Hold on. Happy Sylveon, Sunny Flareon, Peace with Jolteon, March with Leafeon, and Beauty with Glaceon. It fits perfectly. Exactly. I mean, I'm just saying we have a season for the evolutions. Now I think about it, Dragonite is a great Pokemon for a Precure to have, but with whom? With the shiny one being blue, I almost want to give Dragonite to, like, Sky. But I'd have to think about it a little harder because there's so many to choose from. Not sure what the other evolutions and the rest of the Smile team plus Echo. Echo's a good one if we wanted to try to get as many as possible. Imagine a circus-based season. You know, that's true. That would also be a pretty good season idea. Alright. I've yapped enough. Let's move to number 4, the prettiest Precure. Curious. Like, I'm not going to lie. I saw Cure Ace's design, and I was like, it's so pretty. Her outfit is... I think she has one of the prettiest designs. I think Moonlight would probably be up there, too. Let me think. What other seasons? What other seasons have really pretty designs? I literally did a tier list for this. I could just try to, like, cheat and go back to my tier list of who I put the top. I think the one I think of the most is Cure Ace, just because, like, I sit there and I don't love her character in the slightest bit, but I absolutely love her design through and through. Cure Twinkle could have either Mega Raichu X or Y. Ooh, that would be fun. I definitely imagine, like, Cure Twinkle having, like, a Jirachi. Just color-wise, I feel like they match really well. Prettiest Precure for me would be Mermaid or Celine for me. I'm totally not obsessed. They're super pretty. I think Mermaid goes very hard. I might throw Cure Scarlet in there. Valid. The prettiest Precure design wise for me would be Flora. Flora also is really good for cosplaying IRL. I had a friend who did like professional competitions, and I think it was the Australia cosplay competition of the year, like the Worlds. And she did Cure Flora, and her partner did Cure Scarlet, and they looked so amazing IRL. I highly recommend. You have to just kind of Google like, you probably have to Google Cure Flora cosplay worlds. I don't remember what year it was, but she did a phenomenal job. Or Mermaid 2, yeah, Mermaid, beautiful. Most Precure are glorious, but for me it's between. Oh, Prism also has such a really good design. Celine, Felice, and Miracle. I feel like Miracle has like such a good, just like solid magical girl design in general. I can't, I'm not explaining this correctly at all, but like there's something about her that it's just like if I wanted to show somebody like what peak magical girl looks like, that's what I would go for. Cure Rex for the dinosaur themed. I love it. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Iniko Pre Girl is on there. Yeah. I think Girl Pre really just their fashion stepped it up, and they had like 50 different versions of the trains, which was great. The skirts and the trains were so good. Kiranami, oh, that's another pretty one, was literally the reason I wanted to get into Precure. Otherwise, their Q and Kiss, oh my god, their Q and Kiss also just came in here with like, they're like, we are doing fashion not like other girls, but like really pulled it off. Like they were so different from anything we've seen before, and it just, they made it work really well. I was super happy with that. I was like, these have to be fake because they're so different, but they worked in the end so well, and I was like, oh my god, they did that. They really did that. Cure Mermaid is definitely would have Primarina. 100% agree. 100% agree. Is it me, or do I have a hard time trying to find a normal Precure Japanese artist who doesn't do anything? Yeah, I definitely would say when it comes to Precure artists, you definitely have to pick and choose and check them thoroughly because they may do some not safer work, and you definitely gotta be careful. It's the seas are dangerous sometimes. You've gotta weather the storm. Cure Prism is definitely another wonderful choice. I love her so much. Hear me out, Cure Kiss. I love her outfit too. I also like that they do the whole like, because of the, what's the word for it, the motifs that they have for them, they have that big division in the outfit on the top part that I really really love. I feel like we don't see that too much as starkly as they handled it, and then would have the plaid pattern. It's so amazing. Ooh, Cure Kiss is so pretty. She's so pretty. Before Flora, it was Rhythm. Oh, another good one. I love the ruffles for everybody in Sweet. They have such beautiful ruffles. Because I thought her outfit was so pretty. Yeah. Cure Earth is also pretty. Cure Earth is one of my favorite just because she has flats instead of heels. I love her shoes. I was like, oh my god, yes, queen. Have some nice shoes that will feel good on your feet. I like was celebrating way too much that she didn't have heels. Cure Miracle is definitely one of the prettiest pink cures, hands down. Flora Summer. Summer's a good one. I'm glad we're seeing Papaya Love and Shiny Luminous Love. Miracle's dress works good. Just works really well in general. I could see her in any show outside of Precure, and she just can't miss. So true. All right, prehistoric Precure names. Let's do it. We got Cure Rex. We got Cure Trike. We got Cure. This is where I start to lose my dinosaur abilities. Braccio, Cure Stego, and Cure Spino. I like Cure Spino. Milky, oh god, Milky Rose also has a really pretty design. I like that it's got like the German inspiration, especially in the bodice. She's great. Cure Milking, Cure Whip. I've literally cosplayed Cure Whip because Cure Whip just has like such a solid outfit. It's just so well put together, and like it uses the strawberry motifs very, very well. Still wish Cure was green. Mood. Or at least color swap with Fontaine. Now I actually need to see that. I have to visualize that. That could look really good. You might be onto something. Alright, moving on to the funniest Precure. Dude, it's probably Maureen. But I also think Princess is really funny to me. Princess has like a little bit more seriousness that we don't have with Maureen, but I still liked her. I like those two blues really did it for me in the comedy department. I think there were so many episodes with them that I genuinely was just laughing out loud. sitting there in my own little room laughing out loud. Or actually, I think for Hardcatch, I watched Hardcatch in the library between the end of school and going to sports. I would sit there and watch Hardcatch. I'd be laughing in the library when I was not supposed to. I should have been much quieter. But yeah, I definitely, those two were giggle fest for me. Kira Kira was really good too, very much so. Cure Whip's dress will be, I can read. Cure Whip's design will made my childhood self go crazy. Her design is so good. It's very good. It's very good. Underrated opinion. Dude, Anjay also has a really good design. Dude, she's another one who's like curious, where I'm like, I don't necessarily love their characters, but their outfits go so hard. I honestly, Anjay, actually, I take it back. Anjay might be my number one just because it's blue. The blue bias is showing. And Etoile. Etoile is also pretty. Though I don't know if you were doing that for comedy or for prettiness. I was assuming pretty, but also could be funny. Easy for me, Etika, yeah. The entire Happiness Charge team are so fun. I love that season. Mood. I love seeing moments with Komachi being unhinged, like Detective Komachi. Oh, I do love the characters who, like, are pretty... What's the word for it? They're just, like... They come off as, like, either gentle or no nonsense, and then they have, like, a spur of the moment where they're just absolutely out of character. I love those moments. Like, I think Papaya. Papaya's another one that's pretty silly. I love Papaya. Oh yeah, Anjay is so pretty. I only started Tropical Rouge, but it has potential. Nana has some good moments. Marin is a classic peak. Yeah, our classic pick. Yes, agree. For me, hear me out. They'll never back me down for saying this. Asami's completely bald, unconscious. A fun pick. A silly pick. I approve. Funniest is Manatsu, Hime, and Erika. Manatsu's also another just absolute funny little mess. I love excellent choice. Nana Banana. Honestly, Banana is so funny. That was a good bit. And I'm glad that they kept bringing it. I'm so glad they kept bringing it back. Like, I'm so glad that they made a reference to it in the Halloween. Oh my god. Halloween episode. Oh my god. But yeah, if anybody also, another joke for Banana is there's a Nana in, god, I always get the name backwards. It's either Review Starlight or Starlight Review. But that one, there's a character named named Nana, and they're always like, Bananice, Bananaisu. Where they're like, she likes bananas and she has banana hair and her name is Nana, and I always think it's really funny. I think that's one of the nice things that, like, transcends, I don't know if it transcends all languages, but at least it transcends Japanese and English, because we're like, banana, banana. It's a good joke. A great joke, even. To be honest, not to be rude, we just say that Laura's the most grouchy Precure. She do be getting a little grouchy in there. I wonder what evolution Etika or Kira Marin would have. Probably Vaporeon. I can see her very much being a Vaporeon one, but also I think, like, Shiny Sylveon could work there. Hardcatch Pokemon, let's go. Blossom, Meganium, love it. And Sylveon, love it. Marin, Altaria, we need more love for Altaria. And Vaporeon. Sunshine would be Pikachu and Lucario. Excellent. Oh my god, Shiny Lucario would go so hard with Sunshine. And then Moonlight would be Gardevoir, Milotic, my other beloved. All my favorite Pokemon. I also think, oh, Inari! She's also great. Really funny, but because I had a hard time taking it seriously. Oh, that's right, she's a Christian. I forgot they threw in that she's a Christian. They were like, representation! Oh my goodness. I guess we are on to, like, the more trepidatious topic. So don't feel pressured to say a name, or don't feel too bad if people are going to be hating on your cure here. Least favorite cure and pre-cure. For me, that's a hard pick between, like, I want to put an emphasis on, like, least favorite. My least favorite character. Because I still don't, like, there's plenty of characters out there in the world that I hate significantly more than, like, any cure that exists. But definitely lower on my list, and again, not that I'm particularly unique with my choices here. I don't like Ace, but it's not so much, like, Part of it is because I don't like the way that she was written into the story, which is not necessarily her character's fault. I just don't like that she came out of nowhere, and they can defend it all they want, but that was bad writing. And then I think what I didn't like about her was the fact that this is spoilers for Doki Doki, so real quick, just huge disclaimer: spoilers for Doki Doki at the middle of Doki Doki. You have a group of adolescent girls who all think somebody just died. They think their best friend just died, and they're all depressed. And Cure Ace shows up, and she's like, "You know what we should do? You know what we should do while these people are mega depressed because of loss? I think I should yell at them. I think I should go yell at them. I think I should tell them that they suck and that they're no good and that they're like boo-hoo sad right now." And I'm like, okay, but like they literally are kind of having a funeral. And Ace is like, what if I yelled at them? And I hate it. I hate that was like, again, and it's not so much that I think it makes sense for her character. I think I just don't like the writing. I don't like that the writers were like, you know what's the best way to take people out of depression over loss? Yelling and being mean to them. I was like, that does not, to me, seem like the best method. And again, I think it's more the writing than really the character, because her character definitely, like, what's the word? She plateaued out. She mellowed out towards the end of it. She calmed down. My least favorite is Curious, yeah. Pretty designed by character. My least favorite is Laura. I'm sorry I can't. I think Laura's gonna be a lot of people's. I agreed, she had so much screen time. I mean, she's a good character, but way too much appearance. I think that's probably how I feel about, Lemaire. I'm like, I think I would have tolerated her much more if she didn't have such obscene amounts of screen time. I also feel like she just never had to work hard for her stuff. Like, she's like the opposite of Flora for me. For somebody who, like, I love Flora specifically because Flora works really hard to achieve the things she does in life, and ironically enough, she has very similar goals as Laura does. Laura wants to be queen, Flora wants to be princess, but Flora, like, worked really hard, and she worked from the bottom and tried to get to a top that doesn't even exist. Laura was like, I'm gonna be queen, and it's gonna get handed to me, and I hated that. I was like, maybe work for it? You know, and everybody's like, yeah, we'll just make Laura queen. And I was like, but she hasn't earned it. She has not earned your trust. She has not earned your efforts. I'm like so picky about that. Oh my god, the safe answer is Hugton. I should have said that. I'm gonna say that from now on. That is such a safer thing to do. You're so right. In my original fanfiction, Erika was the first friend who finds out about us from another world, then Tsubomi, but Erika was suspicious of me from visiting the stores. I feel like Erika having, what's the word for it? Like, just have like a sixth sense for detecting things with people, even though she's kind of like a little bit of a silly Billy dense person. She is surprisingly intuitive on some stuff. I like that writing. That's clever. My least favorite maybe is Earth. I don't hate her because I don't think none of the Precure did something very hard to hate them. Yeah, I think that's valid. And I think Earth is one of the examples for me where I don't hate her. I just feel like her character didn't give us enough, and they could have done more with her. She was just kind of there. Oof, technically any seasons I haven't watched, but maybe Doki Doki in general. No offense to Japanese fandom, because I heard the fandom faves are Doki Doki, but you know, valid. I feel like Doki Doki is a very divisive season. Erika and Kofure follow us to and see us using magic, and they kept the secret until the right time. Aww. Nice Pokemon for Cure Summer. Alolan Raichu in Summer. Yeah, perfect. I missed the first. No worries, no worries. Regina would have been the fifth member, or if they just want Ace, they just put Regina in the gang, and her color would have be black and green because Ace and Sword already have purple. I honestly, Regina just should have been part of the team. I don't know what their whole deal was where they're like, they thought they were so clever. They were like, I bet you guys think Regina's gonna be on the team, but she's not. Ha ha ha, we got you guys. She's actually just kind of there. It will always be weird. Like, Toei really thought they were doing something with that. And then they had Cure Joker, and they really thought they were doing something with that too, but that was a mess. Earth was just there, but her appearance in the show was the moment. Yeah, I feel like every time with the mid-seasons, they really go all in for them showing up. And you're like, yay! And then sometimes they forget that they put mid-seasons there, and they kind of like, let the character peter. And you're like, no! Keep this character here, you wrote a great character. I thought of a live stream idea for you to rant on his Precure season. I don't know if I could do that. I don't want to be too mean because I know that at the end of the day I have lots of hardcore opinions and I try to not be too like this is the worst season ever and you should never watch it because like there's people out there who love Ever. Like there's people who are going to love it and I don't want to yuck people's yum, you know? Like I'll sit there and I'll be like, "Listen. The way they wrote Curace was not it." But I don't think I'm going to like I'm not going to be like you can't love Curace. There are plenty of people who do. I think Leo's like a huge he loves her. But he loves sassy characters. He's like, I like characters that are a little bit of a diva and aren't too nice. Which we do. We gotta have somebody. We can't have everybody be nice or we won't or it'll get too boring. I like Regina. I felt bad for her after knowing more in the season. Yeah, she got the short end of the stick on a lot of different fronts. I actually find it more interesting that Regina wasn't a mid-season, but I don't like the way that they made her disappear for the yeah. They do that every time they like, oh, do you think something's gonna happen? Nope. They did that with Picario and I was really mad for Kira Kira. I was like, you're not gonna kill him off. And they're like, we're just gonna make him sleep in the mountain for a while. But also we're gonna pretend like he's kind of dead and not really address that. And it made me so mad. I was like, I get it, you don't want men in the show. Just kill him off, kind of. Send him to the Shadow Realm. Do you think Regina would be good in green? With her black, I think her cure name would be Cure Card or Cure Joker. Yeah, well they've made Cure Joker, technically speaking. I think I think green would be a really interesting color on her. I was hoping you and Idol will have power-ups at the end instead of Idol becoming a new Cure Heart with a single attack. I'm not holding my breath on that. I would love it if they all got some kind of final, even if it's just the ye old pre-cure decision of just making them mostly gold and calling it a day. If they do that, I'll be happy. But I know she's gonna be the only. I haven't even thought about it hard. Either they're going to do what they've done with a couple of seasons where they have no power up at the end. If they pull a Hood Oguru Sky, I'll be fine with it. But I know she's gonna get another unique power up. They're gonna give her another unique power up, and I'm gonna be salty about it. For anybody who's been listening to my reviews, just know that I will be salty. I will be salty. Itsuki can hold herself for adorable and cute things. Oh, I love Itsuki. Also, Toei's they're a little bit green phobic, let's not lie. Curace is a very good character to me. The only thing I don't like is the way they put her out of nowhere. Yeah, it's really there. It's really like that is. I feel like I would dislike her less had they made her make more sense. Yeah, they just need to sow the seeds for her character way better. Who would be the English voice actor to play Itsuki's if they could? She has a very don't do that to me. I'm so bad. Who has a good voice? I think their name is Hayden. I forget their last name. Because I don't think they took Alejandro's last name. Hayden does really good middle of the road voices. I think they would be really good for Itsuki. I don't know why I'm blanking on their name because I think it was one of those ones it's a French last name. But don't quote me on that. I'm absolutely tripped up by voice actors. Welcome in, oh my god, what did I say, Yuki? Naki, YT, or Naki YouTube, welcome in, how are you today? We are now moving on to the next one. Everybody give me your favorite mascot character. Mine is keeping myself incredibly predictable here. It's probably Popudi. I'm super ununique and it's probably Popudi, but very close behind is Rabadine. Rabadine was one of those characters where, again, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like Rabadine. She's a little fussy at the beginning, and I was like, JK, Rabadine's the best character ever, and she got promoted into a cure because she was so good. I love Rabadine with every fiber of my being. And the joke I made back there was that the voice actor for Rabadine went on to be Cure Prism's voice actress. Welcome in! Welcome in! Hey, Honey Key, how are you today? Good to see you. I wish Toei took a break on doing fairy mid-season cures and continue with human non-human mid-scenes. I'm kind of tired of the fairy mid-scene cure. I can see that. I definitely think they could mix it up a little bit. I think it's getting a little too predictable. I think they've just probably been doing it consistently because I think it's good for sales. I like Itsuki too, and Popuri tricking Tsubomi and Chibe with a doll to escape and talks to Itsuki is super hilarious. Yeah. Popuri is just like a sweet summer child. I love Popuri because she's also a little chaotic, and I like that she's cute but also a little bit of a gremlin. You need to be like a little bit of a gremlin. I'm very frustrated with the idea of Idol being the only one with a special power up. Girl, me too. I'm losing. I'm trying not to think about it because I know it's gonna be big upsetty spaghetti. Nyataran, Porun, and Mofurun. Oh, Porun! I love when Porun gets some love, but Mofurun's so good. And yeah, I love some love for Nyataran. Candy's a good one. My favorite Precure mascot is Mofurun. We're gonna have a lot of Mofu love in chat. Porun is a pretty cute, silly little thing. Nyataran is baby. I love his personality. Mofurun absolutely made me cry. I did not expect that movie to go so hard. But maybe the seal will be a contender. Oh my goodness. We love a little Kududun. I hope Kaito episodes will come to an end. I'm kind of sick and tired of the others not showing up and it's only him and Uto, which is weird. Yeah, that's literally me. Literally how I feel about him. I'm like, sir, can we move on? Can we move on from you? I don't. We can move on. Migration ga Shameta. Oh, where'd it go? Never mind. I'll read that comment later. Anyways, some mascot love. Ooh, we're gonna get into some interesting ones, cause okay. I'm trying to figure this out because there's favorite Cure uniform, and then there's best school uniform. I think I briefly saw this and I was like, what do we consider the Cure uniform versus like character design? I guess character design is just like the hair and the eyes versus the favorite Cure uniform is hard because I usually just kind of put that in the same category as design, but we're getting a little back into it. I had to think about it. I love nuts. My friend got me a little squirrel plushie. Oh, so cute. Vocaloid Kaito versus Precure Kaito. So based. Going back to work, just wanted to say hi, have a good stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The dolls are talking. This quote is often heard in most seasons, but I love their reactions. Oh my god, them pretending to be stuffed animals is always the funniest bit. I think uniform means as the team as a whole. Oh, okay, I can do that. Probably Smile then, because I think Smile is also like the most uniform in general. I think back in the day, I enjoyed that they had kind of that marching band aesthetic. Like if you think about it with Smile, they have like that marching band aesthetic that I think is more popular in Japan. Like I've only ever seen marching band aesthetic with like college age people, but I think like marching band outfits that look that I guess detailed is something that little kids can do in Japan like through school and stuff. Because I think when I was visiting Japan, my host sister's little sister did band, and she had like a uniform that basically was like a blue and yellow version of the Smile Precure outfit, and I was like, oh, you guys can just like wear that through school. I was so jealous. She was so cute because she was like one of the little baton twirlers. And I was like, dang, your outfit's so fire, girl. They don't let us do that. Our outfits are boring in America. He's nutsy. Oh my goodness. Candy, Popuri, Fua, Puridun, and Kududun. I'm sad that she doesn't do anything, but let's be honest, she's like the most useless fairy and I still love her. Oh my god, the Kududun effect. My absolute faves are my babies from Hodoguru Sky. Those I can read. Those designs are good enough to get me into Precure. Feel that. I really like the Heartcatch Smile and Go-Go uniforms. They're pretty solid. Go-Go is also another one that's really like uniformed. I guess is the best way to put it. They have really good ones too. Favorite Precure uniform would be either Hodoguru Sky team or the Go Princess team. I see a consistency here. And Fresh, I like Setuna very much. I'm really happy with her in the end. She has a curiously distinct voice from when I watched the season for the first time. Her voice actor, I liked how distinct she was from the rest of the group. She did such a good job being like villainous and obviously the good guy. Maybe overall uniform would be like they have a team in the case of Idol, Precure, Kira Kira, Heartcatch, Smile, Yes 5, Fresh, and Mahotsukai. That those are good ones. I I do like Idol because I think about it like Idol I think is very unifying with the plaid and I appreciate that. I think the designs get a little far from one another, especially obviously with our mid-seasons who are drastically different, but I do think the plaid does a really good job of bringing things back. Tart is among my favorite ferrets, I mean fairies, for being funny and unique. He's great. I do like that occasionally our fairies will be like a little bit more, instead of just being like cutesy, fluffy, squishy things. We do have like, I love it when they have the sassy guy one. Prunes I think does a great job of that too. Where we got a silly Billy personality attached to all of them. All right. Moving forward, the worst Precure uniform. I guess for me, I'm just gonna take that as the most like the least uniformed team, like the team that just matches each other the least, in my opinion. Which I have to think of because I know there's definitely teams that do that. I guess I would say probably Healing Good. I think Healing Good, the outfits don't feel as consistent between the four of them, and it just doesn't feel like a uniform team. If we're gonna go with that vibe. Hummy is scattered brained often, but I like her. She's still surprised that she also has Sailor Moon and Boa Hancock voice actress. She got range. Queen has range. Another fairy I love is Prunes. Shout out to my single dad favorite. Excellent choice. Why the English title for Mahotsukai Precure is Witchy Precure? It should be called Magic Witch Precure. That honestly would probably be better. Witchy, I think they were just trying to be clever and cutesy when they had to come up with it. I think over at Crunchyroll. Splash Star power ups. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I forgot about Splash Star. Oh, Splash Star also be struggling. Sweet and fresh tend to interest me the least. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. What do we have? Best school uniform. For me, hands down, it's Yes 5. I loved those uniforms because like back when I watched it as a kid, my school actually it was very funny because we were in this democratic process of voting whether we want school uniforms or not. And for the most part our school was like, no, we don't want school uniforms because do you know what our school uniforms were going to be? We were going to have white t-shirts and then navy blue shorts. And that was going to be our uniform. And I'm like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, because like it has no gender. And I was like, okay, I get like, trying to keep it simple so that the guys and girls are all buying the same outfit. But I saw all these Japanese shows with the world's cutest uniforms in the world. And I was like, are you so serious? Are you so serious? That we're gonna have a t-shirt and shorts when Japan is doing that? I was like, Japanese uniforms are so much cuter than American uniforms. Ours are so boring. What do you mean just like a little tee and some navy blue shorts? I've never forgiven them for that. But we unsurprisingly voted against having a school uniform and I could just dress how I wanted to. As long as it was in code. I agree with Alexis. Yeah, the title choice was odd. Yes, purple. Yes, the uniform, truth. It was so cute. I think it was just really like I also like that it's layered too because you can take off the jacket and then they've got like a cute kind of tennis dress going on underneath it. It's really adorable. Like it's multi-pieced and I enjoyed that. I also like just again I liked that it had a jacket that you could take off and then you could take it on depending on whether you're hot or cold. It was just so much like even as a fictional uniform it was more well thought of than whatever the heck my school was trying to do when I was a kid. Best uniform is Mahotsukai. Oh, the one that has the plaid skirt. I'm so sorry, but the other uniforms has animal ears on the hood. Ooh, you're right. That's a play. That's a good play. You're onto something. You're onto something there. That's so true. I wish they did a 6 group precure instead of 5 or 3 or 4. Yeah, I mean we're due to have big numbers again. We got to get the big number out there again. Now for the villains. Henchman Smile Precure trio is among the funniest and cool villains in the Precure season, in my opinion. No arguments. I think they're really funny. I liked them. My favorite school uniform is Smile. Smile does have a cute one. I do like the dress. I like GoPre and Heartcatch's uniforms. GoPre also had a cute one because I like, what is it called? They have like the suspenders on the skirt. I thought that was cute. Kind of like overall skirt. I need to learn fashion words better. I don't pay attention to uniforms, so maybe Heartcatch. Theirs is the only one I can actually remember. That's fair. See, that's the best way to figure it out. It's like, what stood out the most to you? Speaking of colors, green is my favorite. Green's a good color. It's a solid color. It's very natural. I was upset with the logo reveal. Of thinking the logo would be on Friday. No, I think Friday was when they register it, typically. I think it's usually on the, what was that? The 20th of November is typically when they register the logos. Or they usually register it on a Friday. Close to the 20th. To be honest, I wish they did the logos a little bit earlier. Just Delicious Party logo instead of waiting for almost a month. I'm like, yes and no. I think because I haven't loved this season, I would agree with you. But the downside to me with the logos, because this happened with Wonderful, was that like once they dropped the logo and we got really excited thinking about the new season, I kind of checked out of Wonderful a little bit, which was a disservice because Wonderful was still cooking really well. And I think the sad thing is that you lose the hype of the current season and kind of just transfer it into going into the next season just because it's so excited to talk about something new. And I think that's the only reason why I kind of like it to be delayed so that we can have more breathing room. But I also haven't been loving, I haven't been loving You and Idol as much as I could be. So I'm like, I don't mind moving on a little bit. I think it depends on the season. I think it depends on how much I like the current season. But I understand wishing the logo would come out earlier. I wish the leaks come out earlier, but that's just me being a little sassy. Go Princess Precure uniforms are really pretty. I like them. Perhaps they're my favorite in the franchise too. I think they're very well balanced and nice. I also like that so many of the uniforms are like got some kind of purple in them. All right. So we did best school uniform, best season theme. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. Like, so I have like two different takes on like best season theme. Like in terms of like actual seasonal theme that I think could have been incredibly good would probably be Tropical Rouge. Tropical and makeup I think is just such a cool theme in my opinion. I think they just didn't do it in a way that I enjoyed. Like I definitely think not talking about the content of Tropical Rouge itself and what happens in the show, but I really am sad about how much not Tropical Rouge was. I wish there was more ocean. I wish there was more mermaid. But then again, it just means we could have a mermaid season later on the line. You know, enough years have moved away from Tropical Rouge and they can repeat the theme because we've done that a couple of times. I wanted Tropical Rouge to have stronger theming. In terms of like being the best at handling its theme would probably be Wonderful. I think Wonderful did a fantastic job of actually staying on theme in a way that like pretty much no other season did. So many seasons are very like, the theme is there, whatever. It's just their kind of. You and Idol also handled the theme pretty well, which, I mean, they're 2 for 2 on that. Sweet is the only other time I can remember that the theme was well handled. The theme was handled in a very unique way, but it was there for Heartcatch and Go Princess. I think it depends. There's so many. I have to really think about it because also I'll think about like Doki Doki and Happiness Charge basically didn't have themes. they were just doing their own thing, and I didn't like that. I would like seasons that are a little bit more on theme. Let's catch up. Let's see where I was. Tropical Rouge school outfits look amazing, but Laura just having the only blue kind of ruined it. Yeah. She would have looked good in green. Honestly, join everybody else in Team Green. Like, I know that she's her own thing, but, like, she probably should have been more uniform for the school uniform. We usually don't get information until January, so I like to just be like, oh my god, new thing, and then wait, and then get all the hype. The season we don't get all the hype. This season we don't have an episode. Don't get an episode. That's fair. I think that's a good way of handling it. I remember You and Idol and Wonderful had real leaks while the internet thought they were fake. It's true. It's true. They were all over the place. Like, they were like, we don't know if we can trust the leaks. But Toei Animation has been much better at hiding. Like, I think the most exciting leak that we've had like, in the last couple of years that I really enjoyed was Delicious Party. I loved the leaks for Delicious Party. They made me super happy. I think that was the best season of leakage I've ever had. It was really enjoyable from the way it was handled and then the way that the fandom like went with it. I think that was just very clever. Welcome back. I remember last year after the logo, a few days later, Idol's design got revealed and it was true. Yeah, because they had the Setai sheet. My favorite season theme would either be Star Twinkle or Hodogodu Sky. Those are two good ones. They're two good ones. I think they were very, very fun with their themes. I love that Hodogodu Sky tried its best to make things about skies. They tried so hard to like incorporate it, and it like I like the way they handled it differently with each of the different characters. It was nice. Time for crazy fun. Dragon Knight Precure. Cure Fang, Cure Scale, and Cure Claw. I love it. Perfection. Dragon Precure would be really fun. They would never do it, but it's that would be so fun if we had like a fantasy dragon themed one. Best ones for me are Princess, Hagato, Star Twinkle, and Wonderful. They have good ones. Which question are we? We are at no, I don't know. You guys can't see my cursor as I like frantically put it on the screen. We are at day 11, best season theme, moving to day 12. Kira might be one that stands out for me. It was good with the sweets. My favorite Precure themes are Heartcatch, Go, Princess, and Smile. Smile was also really nice with like the storybook and the way they integrated it into the series. Tropical Rouge, I loved the tropical aesthetic, but when Laura showed up too much, it's not even a mermaid season, it's just, it's supposed to be tropical. Yeah, yeah. And, like, they just didn't go to the ocean, like, they'd stand next to the ocean, but they didn't do anything with the ocean. I was like, Mermaid Melody was more tropical than this. I hope that, the season's leak season is a little more eventful. Yeah, agreed. I think it's more fun. My favorite theme would either be Star Twinkle and Hodogodu Sky. This coming from somebody that is afraid of heights. We love the irony. We love the irony. All right, moving right along so that we finish this at some point, because I may actually have to do this in 2 days. If we can get halfway done before the next turn of the hour, I may have to actually do this on a different weekend, because I didn't think this would take so long. But that's good. We're having great conversation. It's fun. All right. Best character design. All right, so I'm gonna make this separate from like prettiest Precure. I'm gonna like actual character design. Let's talk like hair, eyes, like the way they handle the style in the show. Who is like maybe I'll just do this as like favorite character design in terms of their civilian form. Who's the prettiest civilian to me? I need to pull up a picture. Yeah, who is in this franchise? Civilian form cures. There's not gonna be like a huge thing, but we'll see what happens. Oh, somebody did a ranking everybody's civilian forms. I could do a tier list for that too. I'm just gonna have to like shuffle through it because it's only gonna have the most recent seasons. Da 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 da. Who did I like? I think I liked Agadi. Liked Agadi a lot. Who had like a civilian form that I just was so attached to when I was little? Because I remember when I was younger, there's somebody civilian form who I was like, I want this outfit in real life. Ah, oh, there's too many cures. There's too many cures. Petition to have less cures. Oh man, I thought somebody was gonna post a picture of all that. People are putting me out to dry here trying to remember all the references. I just need maybe I should just look at like a list of all Precure and then just remember with my brain what their civilian forms look like. Oh my goodness. Best character design all around would be Moonlight. Ooh, that's a good one. Civilian, that's challenging. Isn't it? Mai from Splash Star, she's very pretty too. I'm just gonna start reading up you guys and see if you guys can help me choose. Hikari was a good one too. Oh my god. Ugh, trying to get comfy in my chair and I am just flopping around like a little fish. Welcome in, Holt! How are you today? I think Heartcatch might have the best designs in general. Oh, I do really like Tsubomi. I like Tsubomi's like twin pigtails. Let's see. Let's go all Precure. Look it up. List of all Precure, and I'm just gonna go through them mentally real quick. Oh god, there's so many. Oh, they have pictures. Excellent. No! I got a pop-up. Alright. We're gonna ignore the pop-up. I know you guys can't see anything. I'm just going through them. Da, 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 da. Who did I think was really pretty? So I definitely think Tsubomi's up there, but that's too predictable. I have to be more creative. I have to come up with characters that I thought were really pretty. Oh, I really liked Kanade. I really liked Kanade back in the day. And I really liked Yayoi. I think Yayoi was also really pretty to me. I liked her little like her short little bushy hair. I didn't love her cure hair as much as just her civilian hair. I think was really pretty because it was so fluffy and cute. Oh, I really liked Hime's outfit. I really liked oh my god, blanking on names. Toa. Toa looks really pretty in her civilian form, but she also has that like neat little like twirly, like the curled hair that looks really neat. I like her a lot. Ooh, Amore is also really pretty. Best civilian designs for me would be Yaoi and Haruka, maybe Noraka and Kokone. Yeah, they're good. So cute. One interesting villain I never forgot was Kintoretsuki from Splash Star. Love to see the Cures' pet cat reaction to getting involved with the team too. I think my favorite design may be Idol or Miracle. Good choices. Tsubomi's best girl, it's true. Go Princess has good ones. Yeah, they're really good. With character design, that means her hero form with school uniform and the other outfits they would wear. Gotcha. I think Heartcatch might be the best designs in general. What the heck? Agreed. Manatsu and Hikari. So many good choices. Thanks to you, I always look at Peace and say volcano hair. I'm so sorry. I'm such a menace. To be honest, I'm a little scared to say this, but not every Precure character. I'd see what argument we're making. But I respect the people who ship them as long as they're safe ones. I get what you mean. I definitely know that, like, not every single person has to be that. I just kind of am more respectful to people's headcanon. Like, or not more respectful, but I try to be respectful of people's headcanons. Because I don't want to, like, again, I don't want to yuck people's young if I don't have to. People want to headcanon stuff in their own space. I feel like it's not hurting me. In civilians wise, it will either be Ruru, Mirai, Puridun. Puridun is also really pretty. Or Iona, she's also really pretty. God, there's so many good ones. I want to be awesome. That's fair. You get it out. You gotta say what you gotta say. I really do love how fluffy Urara's civilian hair is. She does. That's so they animate it really well. I don't know which civilian I like in the franchise. My apologies. Listen, you and me both. You and me both. I'm literally having to go through a list because I can't remember because there's too many amazing options. Karen is also really pretty. I love them when they have like the really long hair. Like, I don't know why the first character I think of is the one character from Hoseki no Kuni. But I love like when they have really long hair, but then it's like blunt cut at the bottom. I usually think that's I love long hair. I got my hair cut short the other day, and I'm like, no, but it's not long anymore. But I needed to get it cut so it's healthy. Moonlight Evolution be Espeon, absolutely, absolutely. I think it's not a thing. Not everything has to be a thing. Like, yeah, maybe that's why people. Yeah, that's why I like. I think it's one of the things you kind of get used to as you get older. Is just like people have headcanons, and as long as they're not like getting into your space about it, um, you let people do what they gotta do. I think it gets easier because again, I think I've talked about it on stream. I'm sorry, I am like trying to fix my chair that has like 15 blankets on it and they're all falling off. Um, but I've talked about it before where it's when I was younger, I had a much harder time understanding why people were like having these headcanons for characters and then acting like that they were like the truth, and it really upset me when I was younger. But I think part of like maturing and stuff and part of kind of understanding why people do what they do, I kind of was like, even if it's not a headcanon I necessarily agree with, if it's not a harmful headcanon, I think, people are free to think whatever they want to in their own respective spaces. Oh god, sorry. My sister is texting me. I'm gonna respond to her real quick, and then we will continue. In the meantime, everybody think of their best transformation while I text my little sister back, who she is very needy. She comes into town once a year, and she's needy. Alright. So yeah, I think I will be able to stream for only about 30 more minutes because my sister is hungry and she wants me to feed her. The power of being an older sister. I love Metadon and Pudidun's Sylveillium forms. They're so good. They're so good. I had to say it because I see people doing it too much, and not every one of them. I get kind of getting annoyed by it, but I do think that it's one of the things, especially on the internet, to practice. Is if you see people doing it and it's getting to the point where it's frustrating you, I think it's best to just try to remove yourself. Because at the end of the day, people can have their headcanon. Somebody could have a headcanon that, like, Manatsu became a fireman. Did that happen in the series? Not at all. But if somebody, like, wants to make a whole mental AU of her being a fireman, even if it's not canon, if it's not something I necessarily would see the direction of her character going, I don't think it's harming anybody. I think, you know, you can have your fun in the corner and, like, go and run with it and have tons of fun with it. Now, if they come into your space, if you are sitting there unbothered and not doing anything to provoke anybody, and they start yelling it at you, I can see that getting very annoying and very frustrating and could be a little bit rude. And at that point, like, you know, you do what actions would make sense for that situation, but I think just trying to learn that other people's headcanons are something for, like, a way for them to take something and enjoy it in their own right. Especially when it comes to stuff like representation, because I know a lot of people will, like, have lots of different headcanons in their own ways of characters to make it a little bit more relatable. Like, one thing that's almost never confirmed in Precure would be neurodivergency. But there's so many characters that are very coded towards neurodivergency. So I'm not going to get mad if somebody's like, oh, I see this character as being autistic, and maybe I headcanon that character as being more ADHD as somebody with ADHD. But I'm like, I don't think that requires us to have a fight. I don't think that requires me to get upset. And honestly, if they get to a point where it's going to be a point where I'm get mad enough about it, I would probably just sit there and, like, maybe mute them or just interact with other fandoms just to kind of tone it down a little bit. Because there's definitely moments where you're going to be like, whatever headcanon's happening is not going to be your favorite. But yeah, it's you want to try to create a harmonious environment, because the thing is, you don't want to be mean to other people who are just trying to have fun. They're not trying to be malicious about it. I got my haircut last week. Haircut buddies. Oh my god, I got my haircut, but it takes forever for them to dye my hair, so they ordered the hair dye, and it's gonna be like a 5-hour appointment to get my hair back to the color that I like it to be. Because I mean, I might like the color blue a little bit, guys. I might like it a little bit, and then I dye my hair blue. And so every year, like once a year, I get my big haircut of the year, and it takes forever. It takes a really long hair to get my hair blue. But I'm gonna have my blue hair, and maybe I'll have the courage to actually take a selfie about my hair, because I always do it. And I'm like, I'll take a selfie, and then I forget. And then I'm like, I don't want to take a selfie. But I'll try to remember this time. I love Mirai and Lego's adult civilians. Wait, those are so good. You're so right. They're really cute too. I feel like not giving Metadon a JDK style outfit. Oh my god. She would look so cute in that one top with the black skirt. That's very JDK. That, like, one fit that's so cute. It would go so well on her, especially with the way that she does her hair. Oh, I forgot her name, but I like the girl who believes in witches and tries to find out about them in Mahotsukai. And the civilians and that. Yeah, I think a lot of the background characters in Mahotsukai are very well designed, so that's why they got a sequel. That's why they got a sequel. Alright, the You and Idol transformations. They're good transformations. I have to start thinking about my transformation. Best transformation is Scarlet, no competition for me. I think I'm back on it. I think Ace is one who has one of my favorite transformations. I think that one went really hard. I think I like Prism's transformation when it's actually fully animated. Who else do I really like in transformations? There's so many good ones. Oh! Somebody said Felice. Felice is another really good one. Felice has an absurdly beautiful one, especially when, like, she comes out of the flowers, but then on top of coming out of the flowers, then her wings come out really slowly. So good. Flores is really good. Summers is really good. I do actually think Lumiere has a really good transformation. Kiranyami was so dynamic. That was another one that's super duper good. Shiny Luminous was really well. Two, my favorite transformation piece, of course, the Jonkinpul. How could we forget the Jonkinpul? I love the transformation. Okay, like the fact that they went so hard for Mirai Days and they redid all the transformations, like you knew. I'm trying to remember her name, the director for that one. You know she loves her girls. Star Twinkle. Oh god, Star Twinkle has the best ones in the sense that they sing. Like hands down, the fact that they all sing the little song sparks joy every time, and we peaked with them singing. Oh, cute! You have a sister too. I have a big sister. Dude, I got an older brother and I got a younger sister. I got the irony is I remember as a little kid I was like, but I want an older sister because older sisters are so cool, and my parents were like, that's not how that's gonna work. I was like, Mom and Dad, when are you giving me an older sister? And they're like, oh, sweetheart, do we have news for you? Manatsu would be a fireman, no joke. Yeah. I literally pulled that because there's the one episode of her dad talking about like the careers. In my AU, I do have her at the Pixaplex security guard and works for, at the aquarium with her mom. See, headcanons can be fun. I love that actually. That's really cute. I feel like if anybody would have fun at like some kind of amusement park-esque thing, she would love something where it's not only a place you go for entertainment, but it's also very kid-friendly. Headcanons are a very fun way to create content for things you like. Yes, absolutely. I think AUs and stuff like that really just you elongate your passion for something. I know this stream has been so all over the place, but I'm catching up. I'm doing an AU of Glamrock, Freddy, and Manatsu going to school together and becoming Precures along with their friends. It would be a big Precure group in a fun way. I love that. When are we gonna get like a when are we going to what do you even call them? Well, like Chuck E. Cheese's. When are we gonna get a season that's themed around like food entertainment locations or just like fun park things, themed stuff, themed restaurants? I'm like at a loss for words. Da 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 da. Prism and Sky too. Skies goes so hard. I like Skies as well. Some of my favorite individual transformations are Idol, Scarlet, Peace, Blossom, Yummy, Lillian, and Kyun Kyun. Kyun Kyun's also a good one. Best transformations for me would either be Twinkle or Celine, but let me chew on the floor. Cure Ace went so hard, absolutely no reason. I can see that's what I say. It's like whenever I think about it, it's like, oh yeah, Cure Haste also just went really hard for no reason. I love Scarlet. Oh, Scarlet with the flames as the outfit burns on her. It was also so clever. Cure Peace Pokemon team would be filled with electrics. Yep, 100%. Doing an AU of Glamrock and Tropical Rouge going to school, becoming Precure fun. Luckily, during Ruins, they would be all fixed and having a happy ending. Aw, see, sweet. That's what we need to do to fix FNAF. We need Precure. I'm an only child. Oh my god, we will be your siblings. We'll give you the full sibling experience. Cure Piece's transformation is one of the cutest I've ever seen in the franchise, especially with the Jonkinpul, the rock, paper, scissors. The next episodes, I try my own and I lost a piece sometimes. She's good. She knows how to win. She knows what you're thinking through the TV screen. Honey's transformation is also really good. Yeah. The animation for the transformations in Happiness Charge went really hard. And March's too. Oh, March, I love the wind. Twinkle's transformation is so dynamic. And shows her personality so good, but Celine's is pretty when she sits on top of the moon and shoots the arrow. I love that animation moment where she's shooting the arrow and her hair is like blowing in the back. It's so well animated. I just wish Security Breach and Tropical Rouge Precure would have a collab since they both were released in 2021. I'd love it. We just need Toei to be more open to collabing with stuff. Cure Piece should have Pikachu, Ampharos, and Dedenne. Exactly. But Go Princess and Disney Princesses should have every right to have a collab. True, like, literally, I mean, like, Toei will be very hesitant about collabing on certain things because they, like, you know, have a children audience. It's why they were like, we don't want to be anywhere near Madoka because that's for older individuals and we don't want that near our child-friendly series. But, like, Disney Princess, they would absolutely have no problem working with, good old-fashioned Disney. I didn't think they've been collabing more with people. I've trying to remember what year it was, but they started opening up more collabs, and I know that they did the Sanrio collab for Yes 5. We need more When Cures. Somebody understands me. Somebody whose, like, favorite element is air. We need more. I think YouTube and TikTok back in 2021 kind of ruined Kira Peace's transformation because of her glitter piece. And I didn't spell her name right. Ah, that that's the doom we live. The doom we live with Glitter Force. For what good? There must be a little bit of evil. Don't forget Jolteon for Kira Peace's team. I know we're making it right here in stream. We're building it together. All right, that was transformation. Favorite attack. I have to think. I have to think. I like kind of like Finale's attack that I can't even remember the name of because I'm a fake fan. I liked her attack. I'm not gonna lie, I liked Lemaire's attack. And I like that she went victory at the end and kicked her leg in the air. I always thought that was kind of silly and it made me laugh. Who else? Who else had really good finishers? Because these are, like, I guess favorite attack, because they're group attacks I also like. I like all of Smile's group attacks. They were super good. Over the rainbow. They had great ones as well. Blossom Butt Punch IDK, but it was funny. It went, like, there were some jokes that Heartcatcher would pull that were so funny and so out of nowhere. I loved them a lot. The Final Bouquet or the delicious finale Fanfare. Fanfare, I think was the one I liked the most. I think that went really hard. My favorite attack is Cure Sunny's. Ooh, good choice. We're getting a lot of love for Sunny today. What other attacks were really fun? I'm bringing back my list. I'm gonna pull out the list again of attacks I really enjoyed. Going through the Precure list. Sky Punch was good. Cure Sky's punch I think was really good. I like it that like she would go back up in the air and part the clouds and then strike down. That I thought was pretty badass. Who else had really fun attacks? Gold Forte Burst would be my favorite if it wasn't a shield. And also kind of a power-up. When it was used in unique ways. Emerald Saucer was actually pretty hardcore back in the day for Cure. Emerald Saucer went really hard. And I guess Marble Screw is just like, you know, I liked Marble Screw. Well, they had Max in Max Heart. Because they would say everything, but then they'd pull back and then be like, Max! And I was like, oh, it's even stronger. So ooh, yeah. That one was good. Alright, Sunshine on the tambourine. Absolutely. Her tambourine was fun. I also just liked it when she just beat people up with her bare hands. I thought that was always nice. Favorite attack? Ooh, Scarlet's a good one with the violin. Twinkle, Star Punch. I don't know if that was the exact name, but her punch when she was on the star was good. Summer Peace. Felice also had a good one. Papaya. Papaya was funny. Kiss and Zakyun have fun ones. I think the problem with Kiss and Zakyun is I see them too much and I get super tired of them. Flora's also just with all the French one. Was it Trebion? Trebillion. I can't. We've already learned. We've already established that French is my nemesis. Sweet had some notable attacks. Oh, that's true. All the bell tiers. And the rock guitar was fun. Nothing like sending the enemy to a supernova with Mahoutsukai. I mean, they were just the strongest team. Oh, Beauty's Blizzard attack. Dude, when she turned it into two, like, ice swords and fought, Miss Ma'am, she cooked there. Scarlet's attack with a giant phoenix in the background, so good. Wink's individual attack. Oh, I do like her individual attack. Kyun laser. Also love the innocent form and happiness charge. That was fun. That one's fun. Marble Screw was peak. I remember Smile's attack, Precure, Happy Shower, March Shoot, another one shot, Peace Thunder, Sunny Fire, and Beauty Blizzard. Butterfly Press. I can't take the Butterfly Press seriously where big Tsubasa just chonkifies the enemy. Cure Sunny's team would probably be a bunch of fire types, absolutely. A 12 Kirby Rider. Have you guys... Okay, so I don't play Kirby Riders by any stretch of the imagination. I don't like racing games. However, I don't know how you do it in the like creator thing for that, but if you guys have not seen on social media the Precure themed Kirby Rider stuff, it goes really hard. One did was just Kamugi. Kamugi was a star and you could ride. It was crazy. Those are so good. I think somebody did a Kyun one after the Kyun episode. But honestly, if you want to see like maximum creativity, look up Precure and then the custom Kirby Rider ride star things, whatever they're called. I don't know what the term is, but look it up. They're so creative. People were so fun. I like having his charge overall the most fun and unique attacks. Oh god, they had some really good ones. The animation's really good, and I like that they have a lot that aren't stock footage. I like Idol has concerts. It's true. The concerts do go really hard. Having his charges innocent form attack got stuck in my head for a while. It will do that. It's very catchy. Sunny would definitely have a Cinderace. Exactly. Peak. All right. And then I might end it off on the day. We'll do a part 2. I didn't think I'd need a part 2, but I do probably should wrap it up after the last one. So everybody, we're gonna go to one of the most divisive things for me personally. I will be judging you now, so mentally prepare yourself. What is your favorite transformation device? I will say mine at the end. I will end on my favorite transformation device, but I want to hear, because like, I'm gonna be honest, in my collector opinion, there are some correct answers and there are some wrong answers. But bring it on. What are your favorite transformation devices? Because honestly, they are so clever with some of them. How are you? I'm doing well. How are you doing today? We are getting close to the end, but that doesn't mean you can't help contribute. We are on day 15, best transformation device. So bring them on. Bring them on. Bring them on. The Idle Heart Brooch, my dream transformation device. It was really clever that they put the little disco ball-y thing in the middle, and it spins. And it lights up. It's a good one. We got a tropical pact on the board. Thank goodness someone's a tropical pact. It's like all the fun of a transformation device, but it's blue. But it's blue. I have the tropical pact, and I really wanted it ever since it was revealed in January 2021. I'm just gonna say it's like a really good one. Just like puts hair, brushes hair behind head. It's a really good one. Idle Heart Brooch and the Heart Kokoro Perfume. The perfumes go so hard, dude. A special shout out to the Go Princess one, because the actual toy in real life, while it doesn't have water in it, because that would be kind of tricky, I do like that they have the illusion that it fills up with water with a particular bar, and it's very neat how they engineered that. That's one of my favorite ones that they engineered. It's also way squarer than I thought IRL. I was like, it's a little cube. Because I had the Kokoro perfume was the first one I ever got. And it's definitely like more narrow. My favorite transformation device would either be the Smile Pact or the Happiness Charge ones. Too bad that Happiness Charge transformation sequence is so boring and disappointing. We got hot takes in chat. I like the Smile one, and I think it's really clever that they did the whole outfit matching thing. The only problem is that thing sucks to display, because in real life they put the hinge at the bottom, and it's rounded, so you try to put it on a table and it falls over. It's awful. It's so annoying to display. I think I started using a book stand for it. Like, you know, those books. I might as well just pull up a picture of a book stand. Acrylic book stand. This is my. I spent many years curating how to display Precure objects. And let me just throw that on my desktop. Here it is. All right, this right here. This is ideal. If you have the what is it, Kudun Mira change, the rolling mirror change, this is the way to display it, because you put the wheelie thing down here, the little the word, I even said it earlier, the hinge goes down here, and it can rest on the back of this, and it doesn't fall down. This is the best way to display it, hands down. You can get the one that doesn't have the front bit. I'm just gonna keep shaking the image so you understand what I'm saying, because you can't see my cursor. But yeah, the front bit, you can get one without the front bit, and it's just the triangle. But like this is the best way to do it. And then just to make sure it's like super secure, use museum glue at the very bottom to just like get it to stay in place. And this is hot display tips with Noblest tea. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yes, including me to change is a really good one. I'm feeling so happy because the day before yesterday was my birthday. Happy belated, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. I hope you had a good birthday. My favorite transformation device would either be the Smile Pack. Okay, I did read that one. Smile Pack because it was my first. Heart Catch and Go Princess roped me together because the perfume and the Nyami Pact. Nyami Pact is really good because obviously Nyami. I really like the perfumes from Princess, and I really liked the heart. Oh God, what's it called? The one from Hakuto is really cool because it twists from a heart into a phone. I thought that was always neat. It was like, honestly, that was the best item from Hakuto. The one from Sweet, oh God, the module. There's words I can't even remember. It's something module for the heart one. That's another one that you again use this stand. Use this stand for if you get the what is it called? It's some kind of module. The Sweet one. It's something module. You put it on this. You put it on this stand because the bottom of it again is a weird shape and it's not balanced and will fall over. But you definitely want to use museum glue to get it to stay still. Or you could clip it to the back of something too. You could stick it on a wall. Ba 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 ba. Da-da-da. And then I like the perfumes from Princess, the heart thingy from Hakuto, and the one from Sweet, and the star color pendant. Star color pendant's great too. Star color pendant I think I just hang. I hang on the wall. Since it's necklacey. Go Princess has some Kingdom Hearts similarities. Oh God, I love the keys. I love the key. They were wrong. Japan was wrong for saying the merch was not good enough that season because the merch was peak with Go Princess, and I stand on that. Our hearts are connected. Yeah, it was such a good season. All the birthday wishes. Welcome in, Rosie. We are wrapping up, but that does not mean you can't tell us what's your #1 best transformation devices. Hakuto was so cool. I think Hakuto's was really clever. I also like the Go Princess. We have lots of Go Princessers in the chat. Good choices. Good choices. And I love all of us being so nice to each other. So much love in chat, and I love that. But now, I will reveal my favorite device. It is also the Tropical Pact. Like, I would say that my, like, favorite for, like, best magical device for so long was the Smile Pact, because I just love that it's round and it's, like, makeup-y, and it felt... Like, I think because I grew up on things like Totally Spies, and they always had, like, compact devices. Same with Kim Possible. They always had that handheld compact device was so cool, but seeing it, like, more magical girly and less techy was something I absolutely loved to pieces. And so it is easily one that I liked. And then they just made a blue version. And I was like, oh my God, a blue version. So I definitely think my top is 100% the Tropical Pact, but second place would absolutely be the Cat's Pact. Also really, really good. Like, it was good. I think the only downside to that is that they made it for reals makeup IRL, and I would so much have loved it to just be a not makeup, like not real. I want it to be back to the fake makeup device. But that being said, I also really like the Sweets pack from Kira Kira. I think the design's incredibly clever. I really like the packs. And then I think the perfumes come next. I think I was like, I don't know, maybe it's because the phone aesthetic was a little bit before my time. I'm not as attached to the phone aesthetic as like for like Futariwa and the first few ones, they do the phone ones, but some of the phones are clever. Like, again, the Hakuto I think has the most clever phone device. I know that they say Love Link, but I don't know if that's what I don't remember if that's the proper term for the Doki Doki one. But that one's also cute. I like that you can swap out the faceplates. Yes, Five's transformations were so cool. The actual phone, yeah, the phone and then the watch I liked a lot. I think I have the watch pre-ordered because I think I already have the phone that they re-released, which is great because the one I got for the Yes 5 phone, there's a word for it too that I'm blanking on. As you can see, I'm absolutely blanking despite owning all of this stuff. It got what's the word? Sun bleached. It's supposed to, like, you know, the body of it's supposed to be like white, but mine is yellow. Because whoever owned it before me left it out in the sun. The perfumes from Harkatch, they're really good. They're really good. I would say the Wonderful and Neanderthal packs, solid choices. Solid choices. We have good choices. Nobody picked the healing good stick. I was like, I will have to ban you from chat if you choose the healing stick. I'm so sorry. That one's so lame. I'm so sorry. I'm the biggest hater. But just kidding, you know. Everybody is valid, even if I have strong opinions on certain things. But this has been fun. So, I promised that we would do this in one day. I have lied. I have lied. We will do this in 2 days. I will probably be back in December to finish the rest of this. But you know what? This just means that we yapped a lot. And that's what matters to me. I'm like, if we can have a conversation, if we can have a lot of fun, that's really what matters. All I know is for whoever's watching the VOD, I hope you could handle how ADHD I got and how much I did not stay on topic. I mean, let's be honest, they're holding a stick while fighting. I feel like it makes their hands exhausted. True, you're like gripping that thing. I changed my name and profile. I love it. It looks great. I had a wonderful time. So sorry VOD watchers for the beginning. The stream died very rudely and I had to restart. So the beginning of this is very chaotic, and when you get to the end, you'll be like, yeah, it was chaotic. That's cool. Take care of your little sister. Yeah, I'm gonna go feed my little sister. But until next time, I will see you guys again. Bye-bye!